Gentlemen of the interwebs, when you thought you had reached peak stupidity, peak idiocy, idiocracy, I present to you the Premier of Ontario, Douglas Ford.
Folks, we all know this is a serious time for our province and our country. With President Trump taking direct aim at our economy, his goal is to take every single business out of our country, out of our province, and bring it down to the U.S. But I'll tell you, I will fight like I've never fought before, and we're going to continue fighting against President Trump and his radical views. I better stop there because I'll get on a rant. And I'll just tell you, our government is doing everything in its power to cut red tape and make Ontario and Canada the strongest economy in the G7. Our government has a plan to protect Ontario. And I always say our job is not only protect Ontario, but protect communities, protect families, protect jobs and businesses. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And I will not spare a penny to make sure we do it.
I'm sorry. I will not spare a penny of your tax dollars to do whatever the hell I just suggested I was going to do. I'm going to play it again now because I'm working on bettering myself as a podcaster, political, legal commentator, analyst, playing the video through and then replaying it to highlight the insanity. I like that.
Folks, we all know this is a serious time for our province and our country. With President Trump taking direct aim at our economy.
President Trump taking direct aim at the economy of Canada, but Ontario in particular. The economy of Canada is, I believe, roughly half that of the economy of California, give or take, which is just one of the 50 states in America. Oh yeah, he's coming after you, Doug. He's coming after Ontario. He wants every business in Ontario. He wants the elbows up beer. He wants the overpriced gas. Oh no, he wants the business of Ontario, but I'm going to leave it after this joke.
His goal is to take every single business out of our country, out of our province, and bring it down to the U.S. But I'll tell you, I will fight like I've never fought before, and we're going to continue fighting against President Trump and his...
I don't want to make the obvious jokes, except just to say that it sounds like he might be suffering from COPD, which might make it a one-round fight before he gasses out. That's the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, a man who just a week and a half ago was talking about how he was going to facilitate issuing provincial work permits to illegal alien asylum seekers, despite the fact that unemployment among young people in Ontario is, give or take, around 20%. Unemployment in Ontario is the national average of roughly 7%. This jackanini vowed to bend over backwards in order to assist non-citizen illegals to get them jobs over the people that jackass was elected to represent. I wasn't even going to start with that video until I saw it come across my feed, and I thank the algorithm for it because it segues perfectly into the update that I intended to start this show with. The insanity coming out of Canada. We'll just touch on it for a little bit before we get into the insanity in these United States of America. There's an update in a situation that I have been following closely and thoroughly, but we must go all the way to the beginning of this story in order to give you the requisite update in it. You will remember a Christian rocker, a Christian musician, also dubbed a MAGA supporter because I presume he supports Trump, a Christian rocker, one named Sean Feucht, who had done a tour called Let Us Worship. I think it's called Let Us Worship across Canada. And Canada, because Trump is taking direct aim at the economy of Canada, the federal government pulled permits for Sean Feucht to perform on public federal parkland. And then Sean Feucht had the permits pulled in various provinces. At first, they said it was a security concern. Then they said it's because of his anti-LGBTQIA plus positions, which are to be expected because he's a Christian rocker who does not believe that God ever makes a mistake with respect to the body into which he births a person. You are made in the image of God. That means you don't get to play God with your own body. You can work with what God gave you. You know, you want to go exercise, get lean, work those muscles, fine. You want to go lop off the penis that God gave you or manufacture a knob of a flesh thing. You're playing God and you are disrespecting God. Unfortunately, many of these people do not believe in God or even a God or a higher order. They are to themselves God unto the universe. So the government pulled permits, first under the pretext of security, then under the pretext of anti-diversity, anti-2S LGBTQIA plus positions. Sean Feucht then got permission to play in a church. And then they said, no, we're not issuing you the permits to perform in a church, even though under the law and an interpretation of the law, a reasonable one of that, you do not need permission to worship in a church. And then, you know, I say, well, we won't call it Kristallnacht, we'll call it Smoking Nacht or Smoking Day. As he's performing in a church, a man who is as physically fit and impressive a specimen of a man as Doug Ford himself comes in and throws 2 smoke bombs, and I'll play you this video. You are hearing Alexa Lavoie channeling her inner honey badger. Someone throws a smoke bomb. Alexa Lavoie of Rebel News is a journalist and one of the last true journalists of her kind, wants to know who did that.
Who did that? Who did that? Who did that? Who?
I love her. Someone's in trouble. And now we head to the worship in the church. People leaving because of the smoke.
I don't know who did it. We just missed it though.
Oh God! You don't know who did that?
So we got the singer Sean Feucht got the smoke bomb in his hands at one point. I'll give everybody the link to this so you can go support Alexa's work. He got the smoke bomb. It got thrown out. Alexa did an interview with him afterwards, in which he explained the situation. And I'll play just a bit of it, not the entire thing. This is all just a warm up for the breaking news of the day, which is going to consist of the police in Canada, much like other authorities in olden times when they didn't care about people breaking the windows of synagogues. The police in Quebec don't give a sweet bugger all about a man vandalizing a church during a religious performance. They're going to hurry up and do absolutely nothing unless we put a big, fat, shiny spotlight on them. Alexa Lavoie interviewing Sean Feucht after the incident.
You just finished Let Us Worship here, but I want to talk about one of the protesters was able to come in, threw at you 2 firebomb.
Yeah.
I want to hear your thoughts about that.
Well, I felt like something was going to happen. So I think in these situations, you always sing with your eyes open. You know, there's a story in the Bible about David.
I played this one already. Sing with your eyes open is very good. Situational awareness is the bottom line to all of that. It's a smart man. Here's the link to that tweet. That's a big typo in there. The news that occurred earlier this week is that Alexa Lavoie, because there's CCTV footage everywhere, got the video of the man who threw the smoke bomb. And there's additional footage that came out that I'm sure is going to prompt the police to do nothing, because these are their useful brown shirts that carry out violence to the benefit of the state, to the detriment of those who actually believe that the government is not God, God is God. Look at this. This is a new angle of the fine specimen. This man's walking out because he ran for about 20 yards and then decided he couldn't keep up that pace anymore. By the way, look at the police right behind them, right in front of them, I should say. Look at this. This is the modern day Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I love it. That's the video. Because, it's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal outside a church to have pro-Palestinian protesters for whatever the reason. Imagine, whatever. I don't want to get into that separate discussion. Help us to find this man. There you go. Nice middle fingers. And the police. Do we see what the police are doing there? One more time, people. One more time. What are the police doing? Oh, we can't see them. They're doing absolutely nothing. That's Canada, peeps. Where churches get smoke bombed, firebombed, arsoned, A summer of church arson, government does jack squat, except continue to vilify and demonize Christians and God-fearing Canadians.